Friends, I'm back with another mathematical session in this YouTube channel. Today I'll try to focus on some MCQs which are very essential for various MSc entrance examinations like IIT JAM and other university examinations. This session will be also beneficial for the students who are preparing for CSIR NET examination, GATE examination, TIFR, NBHM, etc. And I'll suggest the would-be teachers, that is school service aspirants, to follow this session very carefully because it will also help in your further preparations. So follow me. Friends, now look at the first MCQ, that is question number 1 in your screen. The sequence within braces un of real numbers is given by un equals to 2 multiplied by 0.5 divided by 1 plus 0.5 whole square plus 4 into 0.5 whole cube divided by 1 plus 0.5 whole to the power 4 plus plus 2 to the power n 0.5 2 to the power n minus 1 divided by 1 plus 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n, which is the nth term of the sequence. Now the sequence is, there are 4 options. Number 1, that is option A, an oscillatory sequence. Option B, a Cauchy sequence. Option C, not a Cauchy sequence, and option D, a divergent sequence. Okay, now we will look at the answer. Now let summation an, we are taking a series whose sequence of partial sums is sequence un, whose nth term is given in the question. You have to catch this part very well. Now a summation an is given by the nth term of the sequence, that is 2 to the power n 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n minus 1 divided by 1 plus 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n. This series gives the sequence of partial sums which is within braces un. Okay, and we are taking mod an. Mod an equals to modulus of 2 to the power n 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n minus 1 divided by 1 plus 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n, which is less or equal to then. Obviously the term would be less or equal to than 2 to the power n 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n minus 1, because if we are dividing by that denominator then the quantity would be decreased. That's why we are writing less or equal to than 2 to the power n 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n minus 1, which we have assumed as Vn. Okay, and now Vn plus 1 by Vn, we are to apply D'Alembert's ratio test. Recall the fact that Vn plus 1 by Vn, when gives a limit on n tends to infinity, then if that limit is less than 1, then that series becomes convergent. Now look at the fact that Vn plus 1 by Vn, when we calculate it, 2 to the power n plus 1 multiplied by 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n plus 1 minus 1 divided by Vn part, that is 2 to the power n 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n minus 1 equals to 2 multiplied by 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n plus 1 minus 2 to the power n equals to 2 multiplied by 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n multiplied by 2 minus 1, that is equals to 2 into 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n. Now remember one thing, 0.5 whole to the power 2 to the power n. At first we take 0.5 equals to half. half to the power n, which is a convergent sequence, because we know that sequence r to the power n is convergent when r less than 1. Now since half to the power n is convergent sequence and half is less than 1, that's why it is convergent, and not only that, it is a null sequence. Okay, it is a null sequence, that means it converges to 0. I have written the relevant formula or theorem there. Now we will come to the next page, that is page number 2, slide number 2. Okay, there half whole to the power 2 to the power n, if we take it in sequence form, then it is obviously a subsequence of half to the power n. And we all know that for any convergent sequence, its all subsequences possesses the same limit which the original sequence takes. Now half to the power n is a convergent sequence to converging to 0, therefore Vn plus 1 by Vn tends to 0 as n tends to infinity, and by D'Alembert's ratio test, obviously summation Vn is convergent. We are seeing that L equals to 0, that is less than 1, therefore by comparison test summation An is convergent, therefore sequence of partial sums, that is within braces Un, is also convergent. Since the series An is convergent, therefore its sequence of partial sums must be convergent. And not only that, since sequence of partial sums is a sequence of real numbers, so it is a convergent sequence as well as a Cauchy sequence. In the previous video, I have discussed the concept of Cauchy sequence and convergent sequence and the relationships between them. So second bracket Un, that is sequence Un, must be a Cauchy sequence, so we can say that the option B is correct. Now we start the question number 2. Okay, the sequence second bracket An of real numbers where 0 less than An less than 1 and An, that is An multiplied by 1 minus A suffix n plus 1 greater than 1 by 4 for all n equals to 1, 2, ... converges to, we have to find the converging point A, 0, B, half, C, 1 and D, none of these. Now answer will be the limit B small l. We are assuming the limit to be small l. Now we are taking limit on both sides, that is limit An multiplied by 1 minus A suffix n plus 1 greater than 1 by 4. It is a formula where we know that if Un greater than k, then limit Un greater or equal to then limit of k. Okay, so k is a constant, therefore limit of k would be k, that means limit Un greater than k, greater or equal to than k. Now L into 1 minus L greater than 1 by 4, since applying limit we would get An, limit An as L and also limit An plus 1 as L, because L is the limit for all terms. Okay, if L equals to 0, therefore L into 1 minus L, that is if we take L equals to 0, then 0 into 1 minus 0, that is 1 greater than 1 by 4, which is absurd. Now for L equals to half, half into 1 minus half, that is 1 by 4 greater than 1 by 4, which is also not possible. Now for L equals to 1, L into 1 minus L, that is 1 into 1 minus 1 equals to 0, greater than 1 by 4, which is also not possible. Now we come to the slide 3. On slide 3 we will observe that all are not true except the fourth possibility, that is none of these are true, that is D is correct, since the previous 3 options are incorrect. Okay, now we are coming to question number 3. Question number 3 gives, let sequence xn be a convergent sequence of real numbers if x1 greater than pi plus root 2 and x suffix n plus 1 equals to pi plus root under xn minus pi for n greater or equal to than 1, then which one of the following is the limit of the sequence? Option A pi plus 1, option B pi plus root 2, option C pi, and option D pi plus root pi. Let limit xn equals to L. It is the initial assumption, and xn plus 1 equals to pi plus root under xn minus pi, which is given in the question. Now limit xn plus 1 equals to limit pi plus root under xn minus pi, or L equals to pi plus root under L minus pi, or L minus pi equals to root under L minus pi. Okay, or L minus pi whole square equals to L minus pi. We can get after the calculation, and L minus pi, when we are taking factor common L minus pi, we would get L minus pi minus 1 equals to 0. Therefore either L equals to pi or L equals to pi plus 1. Now we will observe the possibilities. As x1 greater than pi plus root 2, okay, we are getting from the possibility that xn plus 1 equals to pi plus root under xn minus pi. Now as x1 greater than pi plus root 2, x1 minus pi greater than root 2, that is, as x2 equals to pi plus root under x1 minus pi greater than pi plus 2 to the power 1 by 4. Similarly, we can get x3 greater than pi plus 2 to the power 1 by 8. Thus, xn greater than pi plus 2 to the power 1 by 2 to the power n when we generalize the result. Okay. Now, limit n tends to infinity greater or equal to than pi plus 1. I have written the relevant theorem, that is, if xn greater than yn, then limit xn greater or equal to than limit yn. Therefore L greater or equal to than pi plus 1. So all the above options, if we observe them, then the correct option would be L equals to pi plus 1, because L greater or equal to than pi plus 1. L equals to pi is not true, because L either equals to pi plus 1 or greater than pi plus 1, but if we take L equals to pi, then the condition is not satisfied. Therefore L equals to pi plus 1 is the correct answer. Now we come to the question number 4 in slide 4. Okay, fourth slide, that is, let sequence xn be the sequence plus root under 1 minus root over 1 plus root 2 comma minus root 2 plus root 3 comma minus root 3 plus root 4 comma minus root 4 comma dot dot dot, and yn we are defining x1 plus x2 plus dot 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 xn. Okay, for all n belongs to natural numbers, then the sequence second bracket yn is, four options are there: divergent, B bounded, C not bounded, D convergent. Okay, now this question is like MSQ, that is multiple select question. Why? We will look in the further observations. Okay, answer. Notice that xn equals to minus of xn minus 1, that is, when n is even, we see that xn equals to minus xn minus 1. That's why xn plus xn minus 1 becomes 0, and we take n to be even, then yn must be 0. x1 plus x2 0, x3 plus x4 0, and dot 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 xn minus 1 plus xn 0. Total numerator 0. That's why the quantity becomes 0 when n is even. Therefore limit n tends to infinity, yn is 0, and we are taking yn equals to 1 by n x1 plus x2 plus dot 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 xn. Now look, when n is odd, then up to xn minus 1 all the terms will be cancelled, because xn minus 1 is even step term. So xn will be in the calculation. Okay, so I have shown that 1 by n and all the terms are cancelled, so root n by n, that is 1 by root n is there, which tends to 0 as n tends to infinity whenever n is odd. And see here, for the sequence yn, the even placed, that is even placed sequence subsequence, that is second bracket y2n and second bracket y2n plus 1, that is odd placed subsequence, those are converging to same limit, and we have a theorem, okay, which tells us that if y2n and y2n plus 1 converges to the same limit, then the sequence becomes convergent, and its converging point would be same as the even placed and odd placed subsequences. Okay, so therefore second bracket yn is convergent and converges to 0. Okay, so yn is bounded because every convergent sequence is bounded, therefore yn becomes bounded. So there are two options which are correct, that means boundedness and convergent, that is B and D both are correct. Okay, it is a multiple select question. Now I'll come to the fifth slide, that is question number 5. There, let xn be a sequence of real numbers such that limit n tends to infinity xn plus 1 minus xn equals to c, where c is a positive real number. Then the sequence xn by n, there are 4 options: is not bounded, is bounded but not convergent, converges to c, and converges to 0. Now it is very simple. Let xn equals to n. Here you have to remember this fact that you have to take xn equals to n, and if you take xn equals to n, then look at the result, that is limit n tends to infinity xn plus 1 minus xn becomes limit n tends to infinity n plus 1 minus n equals to 1. Here c becomes 1. Okay, and xn by n, that means xn by n sequence becomes singleton set 1. Since constant sequence is bounded, here the sequence becomes bounded because it is a constant sequence and it is also convergent. Constant sequence is convergent as well as bounded. Therefore option A, that is not bounded, is incorrect, as well as converges to 0 is also incorrect, and B, that is bounded but not convergent, it is also incorrect. Okay, so A, B, D are discarded. Therefore the only option which is correct would be C, that is converges to C. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. We will meet in the next session with more MCQs and more facts regarding various competitive exams. I am signing off. Goodbye.